So today, we are going to focus the discussion on two important but very related issues: privacy, personal data protection, and digital ID. And we also do have very exciting and amazing speakers and presenters. But most importantly, we want to make this day very interactive. We are hoping that this exchange and the interaction will give everyone an opportunity to at least contribute something to this discussion. We do have we're also going to listen and get presentations from our partners in this project, UNECA, Tunde. Tunde is going to join us to give us an overview of the digital ID project for Africa. I think it's an exciting project. I don't want to preempt, but Tunde will give us some interesting reflections on that. We also have some perspectives from Omidia. We have two colleagues, Thea Anderson, I think she's in the room, yes, right at the back, and Magdi, who's going to join us remotely. He couldn't join us physically, but with this technology, we'll be able to still listen to his perspectives. We have our colleagues from Mozilla. Alice is in the room. Oh, great. We also have the Ghana Data Protection Agency, Patricia, who will also share some perspectives of what's happening in that in the authorities that member states are trying to establish to make sure that these important issues are addressed effectively. We'll also hear some perspectives from our colleagues from Nigeria. I think Caleb has insisted that he wanted to share this story, give him an opportunity to talk about Nigeria, the most, I wanted to say the most innovative country, but I'm reminded that I'm from Zimbabwe, and Ghana is the best country after Zimbabwe, so we're going to listen to Caleb. In the afternoon session, we are going to break into smaller groups, and we are going to discuss very specific issues. Thea and Alice have prepared some questions related to the issues that we have on the table, and we hope that we will have an opportunity to expand and also to contribute to this discussion. So this is the outline for today. But before we get into the specific details or drained, but there were a few colleagues who had a few contributions they wanted to make. I'm giving you this opportunity now, and I'll start by inviting the ladies in the house. Grace? Is Grace in the room? I got you there. Any reflections from yesterday's discussions? Anyone interested to do a quick reflection yesterday? Okay. Oh, please, go ahead.
Bonjour tout le monde. Moi, je suis Mohamed Lamine Keita du chapitre guinéen. Je remercie pratiquement tous ceux qui ont participé.
Or those who have contributed in the discussions and who have made very beautiful presentations, which in reality are presentations that have been instructive. My contribution today on what happened yesterday, we are going to focus on the crossed arms that Africa must give to itself. I'm talking about crossed arms, that is not stretched arms. When we are in a country which has made innovations that the country accepts to share the innovation so that another country will not come back to do the same thing. Let me take the example on the Cameroonian project of yesterday, which was on geolocation of transport. These are innovations which are really a pride for Africa, which have already been carried out in certain, have been done in other continents, America and Europe. And we, as Africans, we always have wanted to import things for our countries. Africa is a whole country, a bloc. Well, we don't need to come back to what Cameroon has done, but Cameroon would accept to share what they have invented, and they will make it available to us. To get the project improved because it's along the same lines. But if I had the basis on which the others had worked, I wouldn't have to reconstruct exactly what they had done, but I would rather move forward. I would have based on that to move further. So what I want to propose is that we could be more innovative than what has been done. We can improve upon technology. Within a more specific framework in our country, we have been working on a project of the same kind, but this time related to the realities of the country. Guinea is special that we have people who, for instance, have trucks that they make available to mining companies for them to transport minerals to the port. But of the vehicles because there are a lot of people who are afraid of investing in that area. When we talk about urban transportation, people are hesitant in investing on that because small drivers have a certain mentality in entrepreneurship, but rather so these investors put resources in technical, digital resources into their hands. So to a transport park, we imagined a solution to facilitate this situation by making available them modules, geolocation modules that with the GSM that will help them to if, for instance, there is a bad driver wants to divert the vehicle, and if, for instance, I'm a customer, I'm seated in my office comfortably, and I can look at the truck. I can connect to the platform and see where the taxi driver who is closest to me, and I call the number. And when I call, he gets back to me and takes me around. A taxi driver too is protected because all the taxi drivers are victims of the diversions, even assassination. People are killed for their machines to be taken from them, and the car cannot be found anywhere. We have a lot of cases of that, many in a week. In order to avoid the continuation of that, for people to be away from their families, we are ensuring that the customer who calls the driver, we know who is the customer because we collaborate with those telecommunication companies, because all telecommunication customers there is a directory, and we call them for. So we have been having a directory. If after some time the driver doesn't come, we have the possibility of tracking the person who called him, so that we not only put the person on the system, but try and see how we can save the driver. So we have the social and security aspects for what we call all these holders or players. In addition to that, on the other side, since it is a project that is being piloted by business organizations, the models that we have are not resold. They come and hire, or the drivers also come and hire them, so that they do daily payments, weekly or monthly payments. So that helps us to have a hand on our model and stop stop allowed to use it on our database. In addition to that, the model is such that it cannot be easily discerned. It's hidden somewhere in the vehicle. Even the owner of the vehicle may know. It's not. Hasn't got the possibility of locating it and giving it to somebody else. So it's connected to the disconnected. It gives signals. This is what we want to share with Africa, and we would like the other Africans do the same thing, so that people will not always be there working on things that other countries have already done. That is where what my intervention is based on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Quite an extensive intervention there. Okay, I'll take the last two hands, Esther and my colleague from Strathmore. Esther.
Let me go in French. Je voudrais rebondir sur ce que tu disais. Déjà hier.
I want to talk about what he has said. Yesterday there was a study that we have a mapping what they are trying to do, so that we'll know what others are doing, so that we can develop in collaboration. I want to say that many of the people who develop these projects are outside the chapter. They are private projects. They have the intellectual property rights. Now, what we can do is to have partnership and give patents rights to them. They put in money, they invest, and they have the patent rights. So the mapping is going to help to know who is what and have collaboration. But it's not automatic. That's what I wanted to. These are private projects. They want money out of it, and was what I said. As at the presentation from our brother from Gambia, to have a location and not to depend on foreign investors. So we can have a databases. So what the benefits from it, there is a compensation. You have designed something and you want to get science progressing, and in compensation that we need to give you a certain time limit for you to enjoy your rights. It's 2 years for 20 years of protection in the industrial application what we call invention to avoid a situation that anybody at all can just use it to reproduce it. No, because if the person has been given the patent right, and we have a database of knowledge with many people who we can link them to the later database for us to know what is the state of the technology. After the 20 years, then it becomes free. You and I can use it. I'm sure you want to ask why there is a fall in on certain licenses because they fell into the public domain. Chinese from Huawei, they went to the database and they reproduced them, and they give you the same technology as Samsung or Apple with a price that is very low because the original ones are high. In this area, his natural market is Europe, America, and Asia. He's not coming to bring them here.
We have more time to expand on these issues. I want to avoid that we do, just a bilateral. So I think let's get straight into the program, and then we will have. May you please switch off your mic?